What's up, guys? What's up? What's up? Let me just make sure we're good to go. If you guys can hear me, if you guys can see me, let me know right now, guys. Now, like I told you guys, I'm going to be doing this live training for you guys on how to start your very own ATM business. I was going to invite every single one of you guys that clicked yes on my story and personally invite you guys over to one of my live trainings inside of my community. But my Facebook unfortunately does not let me go live. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna do it for free for everyone, even the people that didn't participate in my last story. So you guys got a bit lucky on this one. But guys, today we are going to be talking about, of course, the ATM business. Now, I'm going to be giving you guys a full live training here on live on how you can start your ATM business from A through Z. Now, the letters look inverted on my screen, so if the letters are inverted, then I just won't use the whiteboard. I'll kind of explain things for you guys, and then you guys can start taking notes throughout the live training. Now, guys, it's a very, very simple business model. I mean, for those of you guys that follow me here on social media, you guys already know, I mean, everything from A to Z on starting the business. But during this live training, I'm going to give you guys a more in-depth into the business, right? The thing that no one talks about online. A lot of people, they jump online and they're like, you could start an ATM business and buy an ATM and fill it up with this much, and kind of like what you guys see online. But in this live, guys, I'm going to be talking about like the specifics. What type of ATMs to get as a beginner? What do you need exactly to start the business? How much do you need to start the business? What are the best locations? I mean, you guys name it. I'm going to give it to you guys here during the live training. For those of you guys that are watching, for those of you guys that have never seen my profile, my presence on social media, my name is Juan Geronimo. I am a local ATM business owner here in Dallas, Texas. I started my business 5.5 years ago just as a side hustle, just like anyone else. I was just starting something to generate passive income, build another stream of income for me and my family. And I mean, from one ATM turned to two to three, and so on and so forth, guys. I have over 40 different ATMs right now across Dallas, Texas. And now I help other individuals just like you guys watching live right now build your own ATM business and start making passive income for you and your family, or for yourself. If you're single out there and you're just enjoying life, you know, you like to party, you like to go on vacations, you like to buy yourself some nice clothes every once in a while, but the 9 to 5 ain't cutting it, then build a business that will pay you month to month so that you can take advantage of these different things that you like to do throughout your life, right? We gotta live. We gotta live to our fullest, right? Because we only get one life, right? So build passive income, build a business that's gonna continue to pay you month after month, and then you can start to have fun, right? Then you can start to live stress free, guys. I can't tell you guys how many times I was stressing, working my 9 to 5, having to clock in, having to clock out, not being able to put in enough hours some weeks because there wasn't no work. And guess what? If my job doesn't give me hours, if my job doesn't give me overtime, well, guess what? I have to freaking live paycheck to paycheck. I can't pay the bills, right? I can't feed my family. And I just couldn't let someone else be in charge of my time. I couldn't let someone else be in charge of my income. So what I had to do was I had to step up. I had to build something. And that's why I started my ATM business. I started my ATM business because I didn't want no one else to be in charge of my income, right? Tell me how much I'm going to make. And 5.5 years later, guys, I've been able to scale to over 40 ATMs, generating over $15,000 in passive income. I've also been able to build a credit card machine business, which you guys don't see me talk about a lot here on my social media. And that's just because, guys, I live what I preach. I'm not the type of person to go online and preach about something that I don't do, right? Everything you guys see me post online, I do myself. For example, credit card machines. I just started this business a few months ago. So this is why you guys don't see me talk about it, because I am trying to get this business perfected. I'm trying to master the business so that whenever people reach out to me for help, just like whenever I jump on these lives, I can give you credible information that I've already experienced myself. I don't want to jump on here and give you false information and, you go try something and then it doesn't work out, right? I don't want you guys coming to Dallas searching for me, trying to beat me up, right? So, Let's go ahead and get into it, guys. Now, again, for those of you guys that are just now tuning in, my name is Juan Geronimo. I'm located in Dallas, and I have an ATM business, and I'm about to give you guys a full rundown on how you can start your own ATM business from A to Z. Number one, guys, building a business. Remember, just like I say in all my videos, forming a company is the most important part of building a business. It's the foundation, right? When you go and, I mean, for all my people in construction, right? For all my people buying a house, just in general, anyone that knows real estate, anyone that knows just properties, right? You have to build a strong foundation in order for you to build a house on top of it, right? Or else the house is going to fall. Any little weather condition that comes along, a hurricane, I say little, but a hurricane, a tornado, boom, the house is gone, right? The foundation has to be strong. And just like with the home, same thing with your business. You have to have a strong foundation. And typically when you're building the foundation for a business, it is very, very important for you to set up your LLC and your EIN. Because, number one, no one is going to want to work with you if you're not a legit business, especially in the ATM industry. In the ATM industry, because the ATM business is cash only, it's a cash-driven business. Number one, businesses aren't going to want to work with you if you're not a legit business. Number two, and the most important one, banks will also not want to work with you if you're not showing them that you're a legit business. This is why it's very important to set up your LLC, limited liability company. Now, your LLC, guys, your LLC, you guys can get on Bizee.com. Bizee.com, Bizee.com. I'm sorry if it's inverted, guys. I don't know how to switch the camera around, so you guys got to deal with this. I'm sorry, right? But Bizee.com is where you're going to go ahead and start your LLC for your business. And guys, it doesn't even matter if you want to start an ATM business. If you want to start a credit card machine business, if you want to start a vending machine business, if you want to start a freaking construction and auto detailing business, whatever type of business you want to set up, number one is going to be your LLC. And where I found my success with my companies, which I've started a few already, I use Bizee.com. The reason why I like Bizee.com is because they only charge you your state fee. That's number one. And then number two, you can pay $50 and you can get your LLC in 1 to 2 days. Most companies out there, I don't know, maybe LegalZoom and other companies out there, they're starting to catch up. But I knew whenever I started my business 5.5 years ago, Bizee was one of the only, if not the only company that was allowing you to pay an extra $50 to skip the line and get your company details, get your formation in 1 to 2 business days. Guys, just to give you an idea, the standard wait time for an LLC is 3 to 4 weeks. If you pay the $50, you get it in 1 to 2 days. Time is money, guys. Time is money. So, if you guys pay the $50, you get your LLC in 1 to 2 days. That means that you don't have to wait those standard 4 weeks. You could start your business 4 weeks in advance. Right? Because you're not going to be the only person in your county trying to start a business in that niche. So therefore, you either go ahead and start or you get left behind, right? But this is going to be step number one, which is forming your company in Bizee.com. After you set up your company, guys, the next step is going to be your EIN. Now, how many of you guys here watching know what an EIN is? An EIN is a employer identification number. This is going to be the number that the IRS puts on your LLC. Well, technically you, because you file for the EIN. But your EIN is your employer identification number, and it is for your LLC. And this is pretty much the social security number for your LLC. Now, here's why the EIN is very important. When you file taxes for your business, you're going to need your EIN. When you open up your business bank account, you're going to need your EIN. When you apply for business funding, you're going to need your EIN. So this is why it's very important. As soon as you set up your LLC, the next step is going to be your EIN. Now, guys, your EIN you can get in the IRS website. Now, the IRS website is irs.gov. irs.gov is where you're going to get your EIN. Your EIN, you can get it for free if you do it in the IRS website. If you go to busy.com, guys, or any other company out there, and they tell you, hey, we're going to charge you an extra $75 for your EIN, do not pay for it, guys. Save yourself that $75 and go ahead and pump gas in your car or something. Do not pay any other company to get the EIN, because all they're going to do is do exactly what you're going to do in the IRS website. And that's how you're going to get your EIN for free. Once you get your EIN and you got, that's your formation, right? Remember, we're talking about the formation here. Your company has to be ready to go. It has to be freaking bulletproof. No one can take you down, right? And the only way you're going to do that is by having your LLC and your EIN. Once you got the formation down, guys, now you're ready to go ahead and start, your business. Now you're ready to go to the bank and speak with a banker about opening up a business bank account. Now you're ready to go and set up business funding. Right now you're ready to start that business and start generating income. Now, without a bank, there's no way for you to receive those funds, right? Now, although the ATM business is a cash-only business, you still need a bank account. You still do. Even because the business is cash only, because guess what? When someone goes up to your ATM or someone swipes their card on your credit card reader, where's that money coming from? It's coming from their bank. Where is the money going to? It's going to the bank, right? The bank or the processor isn't going to take that money out of their account and go deliver it to your home in cash. That's not how it works, guys. So you need to set up a business bank account. Now, when it comes to setting up a business bank account for your ATM business, you can't also just go to any bank. Unfortunately, you can't go to Bank of America. You cannot go to Wells Fargo. You cannot go to Chase. The three big banks is what I call them. You cannot go to. Reason being is because these banks, number one, they find you as competition. But number two, because the ATM business is cash only, is vulnerable to money laundering, these banks don't have the time to, play with those type of businesses, right? This is why they don't work with you. Banks that you do want to target are smaller local banks, credit unions. These are the type of banks that you want to target as an ATM business owner. Now, you guys all around the country, you guys know what banks you have in your area that are not big, such as Bank of America, Chase, and Wells Fargo. You guys know that, right? I don't have to tell you that. But that's going to be your second step, which is the business bank account. Business bank account. Now, like I said, guys, business bank account, small banks, credit unions. Your bank, when you show up, here's the documents that you have to have in hand when you show up to the bank. Your LLC, your EIN, and then sometimes the banks will go as far as asking you for a contract. Now, the contract is going to be the agreement between you and the business owner. Some of you guys might go into the bank and you might not even have a location ready to go, which could be a problem because the bank might not open up your account. If you don't have a location for your business, then what I would recommend you to do is hold off on the bank, because the bank, even though it's important, it can hold off. So what I would do is, if your bank asks you for a contract agreement and you don't have one, go find a location first. Go speak to a few businesses throughout your county, throughout your city, right, throughout your state, and go speak with them and potentially get a contract signed. Once you get your contract signed, then you can go to the bank and open up your account. Because what I will tell you is, a bank will not open up your account if you can't provide them what they want, right? So you have to give them what they want in order for them to open up your account. Now, sometimes banks will give you the opportunity to open up an account without any contract. Now, if they open up your account with any contract, that doesn't mean that you're good to go, guys. They will give you 30 to 60 days to turn in a contract. And if you don't turn in a contract, they will shut you down. I literally just got off the phone with one of my students right before this live, like an hour ago, and she told me that the bank shut her down because she opened it up, but she didn't have a location ready to go. So now we have to find a location for her and then go open up the account again. So this is why you need to have a location ready to go. Now, this is going to be ultimately step number 2, which is your bank. Now, if I'm speaking a little too fast, guys, let me know. I got both TikTok and Instagram running here, so I see your guys' comments. Hold your comments toward the end. If you guys comment, I appreciate the emojis and the let me see. Yeah, I appreciate the thanks. I appreciate everything, guys. But if you have questions, hold them to the end of the live, which is going to be here in like 10, 15 minutes. And I'll start the Q&A where I'll answer your guys' questions. But now we got step 1 out of the way. We got step 2, which is the bank. Now we got to step 3, the processor. Now, processing for an ATM business. Processing for an ATM business. Or in other words, the ISO, this is going to be the company that facilitates your ATM transactions. Now in the business, the ISOs, you guys got to be careful. They'll either put you under contract, they'll charge you processing fees, or they'll even go as far as upcharging you on equipment like your ATMs and so on and so forth. So when you're working with a processor, you have to make sure that you're working with a processor that will give you, number 1, free processing. Number 2, they will not put you under contract. But most importantly, they're going to help you scale the business by providing you equipment and free processing for your entire portfolio. That means that even if you have 10 or 15 ATMs, they're not going to charge you anything. And that goes with processing for ATMs and even credit card processing. You should be able to retain 1% of the business revenue with credit card machines. With your ATM business, you should be making your $3 to $4 per transaction. That's standard, right? Anything less than that, in general, if the processor takes anything from you and you have to get less than that, then I would recommend you to find someone else, right? This is why I tell all my students, and even the people that don't work with me, don't go with a processor that will put you under contract. Don't go with a processor that will make you pay fees. Because at the end of the day, if you try to get out of that contract, you're going to have to pay them. If you want to sell the business, you have to pay an exit fee, right? So, processing, ISO, make sure you get free processing, and no contract. Free processing, no contract, right? That's going to be the 2 main things that you want to look for when looking for a processor. Now, once you got the processor out of the way, guys, you're pretty much a 3/4 of the business complete, right? The last step is going to be location. Now, I see a lot of comments still, guys. Oh, cash is going away. There's no cash-only businesses. There's no cash-driven businesses. It's hard to find a location, right? It's not about your resources. It's about how resourceful you can be. So, if you don't go out there and you don't prospect locations, you're not going to find locations, right? If you don't put yourself out there and you're not networking, you're not reaching out to business owners, you're not cold calling, right? You're not going door to door. You're not posting on social media, right? If you're not being consistent, you're not going to see results. That's a fact, right? Business is like a baseball game. If you step up to that mat and you don't swing, you're going to strike out every time. You are. But if you step on that mat and you swing every single time, you will eventually hit a home run. Same thing with business, guys. If you're consistent and you keep going out, you keep speaking with business owners, you keep sending emails, you keep cold calling, you keep that consistency, you will eventually get business owners that tell you, yes, I'm interested. You will eventually get business owners that tell you, yes, I need one. Yes, my customers ask for an ATM every once in a while. What is this, a dual camera or something? Okay. So, it's all about consistency. It's all about consistency. The longest that I've gone prospecting locations was about 75 different locations before I got a yes. I literally reached out to 75 different businesses before I got one yes. Imagine if I would have quit at 20 attempts. or 30 or 40 or 50, right? I wouldn't be here today. So it's all about consistency, guys. It's all about putting in the work. If you want to get some abs, if you want to get in shape, if you want to gain some muscle, if you want to lose weight, you're not going to get your results if you go to the gym for 1 week. You're going to get results if you hit the gym 2 months, 3 months, 4 months. And month after month, the more you go, the more you stay consistent, the better results you get. The same thing applies with business, guys. It's all about consistency. You just have to be willing to put in the work. And guys, entrepreneurship isn't for everybody. I can tell you right now, it's not for the weak. It's not for the lazy. It's not for people that are comfortable. So if you're a couch potato and you like to watch Netflix most of your day, you like to get home from work and sit on the couch and complain and say that you're tired, then business and entrepreneurship is not for you, unfortunately. Right? Business and entrepreneurship is for those who have the time and are not only have the time, but willing to put the time and make the time. I was working 10 days and coming back home for 3 or 4 days when I was in the oil fields of West Texas. This was 5 years ago. I was going to work for 10 days. I was working for 10 days, 13, 14 hours, 15 hours minimum. The longest day that I've worked in the oil fields was 21 hours straight. I would come back home for 3 days. I wouldn't want to go out. I wouldn't want to spend time with my girlfriend. I didn't want to do nothing. I was tired, right? I just wanted to come home and rest because I knew that I had a freaking long 10 days ahead of me. But then I realized after about half a year or more than half a year of doing the same thing over and over again, I was like, if I keep this shit up, I'm going to keep doing this for the rest of my life. I'm going to keep working a 9 to 5 for the rest of my life because for the rest of my life, I'm going to be tired. For the rest of my life, I'm going to be chasing a check. I'm going to be in the rat race. So guess what I had to do? I had to suck it up. I had to believe in myself. I had to invest in myself. And most importantly, guys, I had to come home and instead of laying my ass on the bed, watching Netflix, being comfortable, relaxing, right? Because I had a long 10 days ahead of me. What I did was I came home and I started to invest in myself. I started to prospect locations. I started to look into the ATM business. And as I was going back and forth from work to the house, work, back home, I started to get more and more into the business. And then finally, I landed my first location. I started making $200 a month. I didn't have to show up for work. I was just making a consistent $200 a month. I was like, okay, that's my cell phone bill. Let me put another ATM on location. That ATM started making me $500 a month. I'm like, okay, there's my car note and insurance. Got another ATM on location. Started making $1,000 a month. I'm like, there goes mortgage, there goes rent, there goes rent at the time. There goes groceries, right? Every ATM started to knock out my cost of living to the point where I was showing up to work. And it didn't matter if I put 100 hours in, or I put 60 hours in, or I put the bare minimum 40 hours in. It didn't matter because my business was already covering my cost of living. But guess what? I had to come home and work my ass off even after I was tired from working my 9 to 5. You know what they say, right? You work your 9 to 5, and from 5 to 9, you work on your business. To the point where you build up your business so that when your business takes over your 9 to 5 income, you can put your 2-week notice in and you could focus only on your business. Eventually, you will grow that business to make you enough money per month to be financially free. And now you can sit back and enjoy life. Now you can sit back and watch Netflix. The whole summer, we were, me and the family were going out. Especially in July, because July is my baby's birthday. My daughter, she's 6 years old. Another reason why I started my business, right? I wanted to be there for my kids. Today was my daughter's first day of school. I was able to show up. I didn't have to be rushed. I didn't have to be like, damn, I got to hurry up and drop her off because, I got to get to work. I took my time. I spent time with her during her first class. I sat down with her. I left, came home, right? Made some breakfast, hit the gym, went to the car wash, got a few things done. went to go pick her up after school, and the same thing's gonna happen tomorrow, right? But this didn't come if I didn't put in the work, right? So enough of me rambling, guys, because I could go on and on. Let's get back to the real deal, right? Location. Now, here's what I would recommend you guys to do. Number one, if you guys are working a 9 to 5 and you're consistently busy with work and then family when you get home and you can't find time, number one, I think that's bullshit. But if you for sure, like you literally have tried everything and you cannot put time or find time, then here's what I would recommend you guys to do. Post online. I've landed deals by posting on Facebook Marketplace. And I literally posted on Facebook Marketplace and had business owners reach out to me. That's one way on how you can generate leads without having to physically do the work. Another way is posting on Instagram, posting on Craigslist. Posting on all these different platforms are going to get people to reach out to you. Even if they're not business owners, they're going to be regular people out there that are scrolling through Facebook, scrolling through Instagram, scrolling through, all these sites that might know a business that needs an ATM. And if in somewhere in your description you're like, hey, if you know a business that needs an ATM or will benefit from an ATM, send them my way. I will pay you a $100 referral fee. Boom, you pay them a $100 referral fee, you get that location, you install it, now you're making passive income. Yes, you paid $100, but guess what? You didn't have to take time out of work. You didn't have to take time out of your family if that's, the current situation that you're in. But if you have time, guys, especially a lot of you guys that follow me, a lot of you guys are young cats, youngsters that have nothing but time. So all this time that you guys have, cold call, go door to door, send emails, right? You can literally go to your what is it, the city council or something like that, or chamber of commerce or something, or city hall, whatever. Pull a list of businesses in your county, and now you got information. Now you got addresses. Now you got emails. You got phone numbers. Or you could do what any other business owner out there does. Go on Yelp. Go on Google and just look up barbershops, bars, nail salons, gas stations, dispensaries, smoke shops, tattoo shops. Just go online and look these up and then jot down a list, write them down on your notepad or save them on your phone and then call them when you have time. It's not hard finding a location, guys, but like I said, it's all about consistency. You're not going to find a location if you're not consistent, right? And here's what I tell a lot of my businesses, guys. For those of you guys that stuck with me to the end of this live, guys, because we are coming on to the end of this live. For those of you guys that stuck with me, I'm about to drop a bomb for you guys. I'm going to drop something that my mentor that I paid thousands of dollars. I literally paid thousands of dollars to get this information, and I'm about to give it to every single one of you guys for free, right? So make sure you guys either note this down or jot it down or save it in your memory. But when you're reaching out to business owners for an ATM, to place the ATM in their business, here's what to say. Hi, Mr. Business Owner. My name is such and such. I own such and such business. I was reaching out to see if you would be willing to rent out a small space in your business. Right? Now let's just say you reach out to the business and the business owner didn't answer. Let's just say the front desk or something. Hey, I was just wondering if the business owner was available because I currently own a business here in Dallas, Texas, for example. Right? I'm speaking to you guys. I currently own a business here in Dallas and I'm looking to rent out a small space in their business. The front desk, the receptionist, whoever answers the phone, they're going to know that they cannot answer that question. That's above their pay grade. So guess what they're going to do? Oh yeah, hold on, let me go get them. Oh, they're not here. Let me give you their info. Oh, they're here, but they're busy. Can you come in later? Now they're going to direct you directly to the business owner, to the person that you want to speak to. And then boom, go speak to them. Hey, how's it going? My name is, I own this business. I was just wondering if you happen to have a small 2x2 space in your business that you'd be willing to rent out to me. Oh yeah, for what? Well, I place ATMs for free. I maintain them. I fill them up with cash. I pay you a percentage per transaction so that you also benefit not only from the cash withdrawals, but also per transaction. And as long as the ATM is working, as long as your customers are using it, you're making cash transactions, and you're making a percentage from every transaction that my ATM does. That's it. Another thing that I also say, guys, is I offer free 30-day trials. Right? People don't tell you guys this online, by the way. Right? I offer 30-day trials. Sometimes I'll even word it as if it's a promotion going on. Hey, we got a special promo going on for a business just like yours. We're looking for barbershops just like yours with 5 chairs. And we're currently running a promo where we'll install an ATM for free. We'll maintain it with our cash. We'll provide our own Wi-Fi. All we need is a small space in your business with some power. And then on top of that, we'll even pay you 50 cents per transaction. In 30 days, we'll install it for free. No contracts, no strings attached. If it works out, if you love the business, if you love the idea, if you notice an increase in cash transactions for your business and you like that, we'll go ahead and sit down and go over the agreement. If not, I'll come pull the ATM out. No strings attached. We'll part as friends. If anything, I'll take a referral. Right? At least we tried. When you walk into a business and you don't obligate them to work with you, you don't seem very pushy. You're just kind of like, hey, I'm coming in to see if you're interested in this. I got a free promo, or I got a promo going on for a 30-day trial. Is this something you like to do? Boom. They're going to automatically be interested because number one, you're offering them money. Number two, you're offering them a free 30-day trial, meaning no strings attached. A lot of businesses nowadays, guys, they're used to people, sales guys coming into their business, trying to make them sign some sort of contract. When you go into the business with no freaking clipboard in hand, no tablet in hand, you're simply, hey, my name is Juan Geronimo. I'm currently here in Dallas. I own such and such ATM business. I was just wondering if you'd like to get an ATM installed in your business. I do free 30-day trials for businesses just like yours, just to see if this even works out. Is this something you'd be interested in? Whatever, right? Get an idea, come back, bring your contract, bring your agreement the next time, right? You don't always want to be the sales guy that walks in with a clipboard, on the business for the first impression, right? Unfortunately, salespeople, they have a bad impression. The second a business owner sees you, sees your happy ass walking into the business with a clipboard, right? Trying to be over enthusiastic, like, hi, I'm happy, come talk to me. They're already going to know, oh, that's a sales guy coming in to try to sell me something, right? I can't tell you guys how many times I've gone to the nail salon with my girlfriend, or I've gone to get a haircut, or I've walked into a convenience store just for a freaking water, and I pitched them my ATM business. I literally give them my elevator pitch them my ATM business, come back again. Hey, you remember me? Here's my business card. Come back again. Oh, hey, what's up? Right? Now they're familiar because I've invested into their business. I came around a few times. Hey, I was thinking about your business the other day. I came in, noticed, I appreciate you for the gift. I noticed that, you have a few clients. They're requesting an ATM or whatever you've seen, right? It's something that you will have to notice inside of the business, right? But long story short, hey, I've noticed that, you got a few clients that, they're requesting an ATM, or they would like cash so that they can tip your guys, tip your girls. I was just wondering, I own an ATM business here in the area. I was just wondering if you'd want me to install one in your business. I could install it for free. I can maintain it for free. I'll provide the Wi-Fi. I'll provide the cash. I'll provide everything. All you have to do is just let me install it in this small space. Give me some power. And then I'll pay you 50 cents on top of that just for giving me the opportunity. Because you've already walked into the business, because you've already built trust, right? The business owner is going to be like, okay, let me talk to my partner, whatever objection they'll give you, and then boom, you handle the objection, right? Or they'll be like, you know what, that doesn't sound like a bad idea, let's do it. Guys, I've closed so many deals doing this exact strategy. Walking into a business without a clipboard, without a computer, without a tablet, simply just to have a conversation, right? Just simply to make my face familiar with the business owner, the managers, the employees, right? I've also gone as far as paying the managers to give me the direct line to the owners. That's how I landed my most profitable location. Right now I have one ATM making me close to $5,000 a month. Just one ATM. over $4,500 a month every single month. And this ATM's been doing that for me for the last 4 years. And the way I landed that deal was because I couldn't get a hold of the owner. They weren't giving me no mind. I've wasted hundreds of dollars on their tacos. And I was like, you know what? If you connect me with the owner and I'm able to get this ATM installed, I will pay you $300. The next day, the owner calls me, hey, are you, Juan Geronimo, you're the ATM guy? Yeah, I am. Can you come meet me in my business tomorrow? Showed up, met up with her. Turned out she had 3 locations. And the most profitable location, which was the one I was eyeing down, is currently making me $4,000 a month, and has been doing that for the last 4 years. That account alone's making me over $5,600, $5,700 a month, because the other 2 are in more, I would say, like, not suburbs, but less cash intensive areas, right? But because I'm, working with her, I'm not going to tell her, oh no, I can't work with the other 2, right? Obviously, I'm going to fulfill. But that's how I was able to do it, guys. And you guys can do it too, right? So that's pretty much going to be it for the live training for you guys tonight. Now is going to be the time for you guys to go ahead and drop your comments or questions. Go ahead, and if you guys have any questions, Q and A. If you guys have any questions about the ATM business, about my portfolio, my life, anything that you guys have, go ahead and start dropping them down below, and I'll start answering them one by one. Guys, remember, not that I got a lot of people in here, but I am going live on TikTok and Instagram. So bear with me if you guys just start bombarding me with questions. But start dropping them down right now, any questions that you guys have, and I'll answer them for you guys. Now, for those of you guys that enjoyed the training, you learned a lot, but you are still the type of person that wants a more hands-on experience, you want to work one-on-one with someone like myself, I do have one-on-one trainings. I do have one-on-one program, a one-on-one coaching program where I will actually help you out. Not only will I help you form your company step by step, I'll connect you with the right banks so that you don't get shut down. I connect you with my free unlimited processing so that you don't get ripped off or you don't get put under contract. I will also provide you your first ATM with internet, wholesale price, brand new, warranty from the manufacturer. You're the owner, right? And then for all my people watching right now, I am going to throw in a free location if you decide that you do want to work with me. So here's what you guys got to do if you want a free location and you're someone that does want to work with me. Number 1, shoot me a message. Send me a message with the word live, L-I-V-E. Send me a message with the word live, and I will know that you messaged me from my live. Now, for those of you guys that messaged me from my live and you guys want to work on a one-on-one basis with me, right? Message me live and I will find you your first location for free. I'll do that for you guys, right? I'm in a happy mood, guys. My daughter, she just turned 6 years old in July. Had an amazing summer with her. Today was her first day of school. She enjoyed it. And I'm just in a very happy mood. So for all of my people that are watching me live right now, and you guys want to work one-on-one with me, and you want me to find you your first location for free, it doesn't matter where you are in the United States. I will find you your first location. If you want me to do that, message me the word live, and I will walk you through step by step on what's needed. But let me go ahead and answer questions for you guys. How can you approach getting the business owner's information if you do not want to pay commissions? So here's what I do whenever I approach a business and I don't necessarily want to pay them. Now, number 1, guys, don't lose any locations because you're greedy, right? I understand the best case scenario when landing a deal on your ATM for your ATM business is to not pay the owner anything. But guys, sometimes you just have to be willing to pay. You got to pay to play, right? So if you're approaching a business and you feel like you can get away with not paying them anything, the best thing to do is target whatever issues they're going through and how you can come in with solutions, right? How you can come in with solutions so that whenever they hear you out, they know that having your ATM in their business is going to be valuable to their business to the point where they're not going to need anything else from you. And that is exactly how you're going to be able to walk into a business, pitch them your ATM business, and not have to pay them a single penny. So say you get $3 a transaction, right? You're still giving out, say, a $20 bill. How does that exactly work? So a lot of people get confused with this. It's funny. It's funny because the way you guys make it seem is like I'm giving away money for free and I'm just making $3. Guys, that's not how it works, right? When someone goes up to my ATM and they'll pull out a $20 bill and they pay the $3, my processor will go take that money out of their bank and put it inside of my bank account the next day. They will take out the $20 from their bank account plus the $3 or $4 fee and put it inside of my bank account the next day. And that's how I get my $20 back. So think about it like this. I'm letting you borrow $20 right now. You're going to pay me right away, but you're going to pay me with $3. So it's like, it's infinity banking in a way. You're letting someone borrow money, but you're getting paid back instantly with a profit, with a commission, right? So that, yeah, you get your money back. Trust me, guys. If I would not be in this business if I was losing money. What's up, Juan? I tried to open up a business bank account, but they are asking for an operating agreement first. Yeah, that's exactly what I was talking about earlier. Most banks, when you go speak to them, especially nowadays, guys, banks are a little bit more on their toes when it comes to an ATM business. So when you do go open up an account, you got to make sure you have all your documents in hand. LLC, EIN, contract agreement, processing agreement. You guys have to have all of these documents in hand. If you guys do not, they will not open up your account. So yeah, unfortunately, you do need an operating agreement. An operating agreement could be an agreement between you and the business that you're working with, or it could be an agreement between you and your ISO or your processor. If you found a processor already, ask your processor to give you that agreement. A lot of the times they will. Sometimes they don't, and if they don't, just find another one. How do you find a processor? So I don't want to recommend you any processor because every processor can individually charge every individual whatever they want. So my processor will give me free processing and they're giving all my clients processing for free. But I can't guarantee you that, if me and you go talk to, ABC processing, that they're going to give me free processing, but they're going to also give you free processing, right? I've heard stories where people are like, man, I went to this processor because they told me it was going to be free, and these guys are charging me 15 cents per transaction, and they're trying to put me under contract, right? And that's just because every processor can price whatever they want. It is what it is, right? So the best thing I would recommend you to do is work with people, network with people. Talk to people that are in the business and try to see if they can connect you with their processor. Shoot me a message and I can connect you with mine. So you're a bank, bro, huh? I'm a little bank, I guess. Okay, I was just curious. Good to know. Okay. Need to know how much to save to start. You do need about, I would say, to comfortably start this business, you do need about $7,000 to $8,000 to comfortably start this business. This is from getting your first ATM, the cash that goes inside, your LLC, the location, everything. You need about $7,000 to $8,000. Anything more than that, you're getting overcharged. How many ATM locations do you own? I own currently 44 ATMs. My son is 5. First day of school is Thursday, but I work. Oh man, that's unfortunate. I mean, if you could call the day off, man. It's worth it. You don't want to mess these precious moments with your kids, especially at a young age, especially at the age of 5, 6, when they start to remember things. Like my daughter still remembers things from when she was 4 years old, right? So definitely spend time with your kids, but at the end of the day, if you can't take time off because you have to go to work, it is what it is, right? Sometimes we gotta sacrifice. Sometimes we just can't sacrifice, but it's all right. You could always take them to school another day, no big deal. Let me see. How do you provide your Wi-Fi? So when you order an ATM, typically your processor, your ISO, when you order an ATM, they will give you the option to order your ATM with Wi-Fi. The Wi-Fi that comes with your ATM is typically a small router that connects to the antennas just like your cell phone. So internet for the ATM is fairly cheap. It's like $5 to $6 per month. It's not like real Wi-Fi at home where you're paying $100 plus per month. It's very cheap, and that's just because your ATM doesn't require internet or a lot of internet. So this is why these little boxes, they're good enough. But yeah, typically when you order your ATM, they should be able to help you with internet. If they don't, it's kind of here's what I would recommend you, right? If you're a beginner, try to work with someone that's a one-stop shop. The last thing you want to do is be working with all these different companies at the same time, and then you run into an issue and you got to go to this person first, and then this person after, and then this person first, and then this person might be like, well shit, this person got to help you, and now you're all over the place, right? So work with a company that's a one-stop shop, a company that will pretty much fulfill everything that you need under their umbrella, so that you're not running around like a freaking headless chicken trying to figure out how to solve an issue, and you got all these different people that are freaking in the mix. I've been waiting to start this business for about a year. Wow, that's 12 months is crazy. 12 months is crazy. So what I would recommend is start now. There is no such thing as a perfect time. If you have time, start now. If you have the funds, start now. I can tell you right now, I started at the age of 22, but I wish I would have started at the age of 18. I have clients that are 18, 19 years old, and I'm like, bro, one thing that you got against me is time. I'm currently 27 years old. Damn. I'm currently 27 years old. And I was telling my client, by the time you get to 27, if you put in the same amount of work, if you stay consistent, you're going to be a lot more ahead of me. So that's one thing that a lot of you young folks have is time. So don't waste it. I understand, life, you want to enjoy life, you want to go out, you want to party, you want to freaking go on vacation and travel and XYZ. But at the end of the day, guys, you got to focus on yourself, because the last thing that I want is to be 50, 60 years old, 40 years old, and I don't know, how I'm going to come up with funds to pay for, rent or fucking groceries or some shit, right? I want to be 40 years old, 35 years old, 50 years old with consistent passive income coming in, to the point where I could continue to live my life the way I'm living now, financially free, and not have to worry about whether the bills are going to be paid, right? Not have to worry about whether my daughter's school supplies are going to be, taken care of, whether she's going to get uniform, whether she's going to have shoes to wear, right? So, start now as soon as you can. Let me see. Let me scroll up. I don't see any more questions over here. Let me scroll over here. What if I already have a business account with Chase? Chase will not work with you. Even if you have a business account with any other business that you have, if you have a business account with Chase, but it's for another business, the second that you start processing with them and they find out you're in the ATM business, which they will shut both accounts down. So if you have a good relationship with Chase, Chase is a good bank, guys. I'm not saying Chase is a bad bank or Bank of America is a bad bank. They're really good banks. But what I am telling you is they don't work with an ATM business. So if you have a bank with them and you have good funding with them, with your other businesses, keep it separate. Do it the right way the first time. Just like they say it in the handyman world, right? Measure twice, cut once. Same thing with business. Do it right once, don't do it again. Lazy people work double, right? And I'm not necessarily calling you lazy. I'm just simply saying you got a bank account with Chase, and just because you have a bank account with Chase doesn't mean that they're going to work with you. And even if they do work with you and the higher ups find out you're in the ATM business, they're going to shut all your shit down. And then you're just not going to have nothing. Do you have any time did you have any time where you thought it was really not going to work out? Yeah, man. My first year of being in the business, the first 6 months of being in the business, I thought I truly thought I made a fucking mistake. I was like, damn, I'm $9,000 into the, and guys, I started my business in January of 2020. So guys, keep in mind when I started my business, COVID-19 was coming around, right? Work started slowing down, businesses started shutting down, right? We started getting the virus issuing in like 6 feet distance, and quarantine and all that shit. So like I was dealing with all of that. And then on top of that, I was very introverted. I wasn't good in sales. I didn't, like talking to people, right? So it was very hard. And, in the beginning, I thought like, damn, did I really make a mistake? Did I invest $9,000 into something that's not going to work out? But what I did was the only thing I could do: stay consistent, continue to put in the work, continue to put in the time. And, one thing led to another. Like I said, I've reached out to 75 different businesses, and not one business gave me a yes. Until 75 businesses later, I finally got a yes, right? So I reached out to a lot of businesses. I've got rejected a lot of times. I had banks shut me down. I had processors try to, screw me. It is part of the business, but to be fair, I did start on my own. I was cheap. I didn't want to invest in myself, and I had to learn the hard way, unfortunately, right? But yeah, in the beginning of my journey, my first year, it was hard. It was hard. I thought I made a mistake, but I pushed through, and I made it happen. Here I am, 43 ATMs later. This confirmation because I was thinking about doing this. This is confirmation because I was thinking about doing this. Hey man, get it done, brother. Get it done. I was curious. Good to know. Just need to know. Okay, I'm caught up on. You can always sell if anything. Yeah, exactly. So there's always going to be, investors out there that are willing to buy cash flow, that are willing to buy passive income. I've sold a few ATMs myself, and I've also bought a few ATMs myself. No question is dumb. Exactly. So if you build a portfolio of 10 ATMs and you're making $5,000 a month, you could sell that $5,000 a month to an investor times 12 times 20, and cash out 10, 15 G's, and then put that money into something else, right? I've had clients who started these businesses specifically for that, to start the business and flip it, right? Business acquisition. Yeah, sorry, no dumb question, none about, I'm trying to learn. Oh, you're good. No, there's no such thing as dumb questions, guys. There is no such thing as a dumb question. Trust me. Whenever I started my business, I thought I was asking dumb questions. But when you're a beginner, when you're just now starting a business, when you're just now learning, I mean, you don't know what to do. You don't know where to go. You don't know what you don't know what information you need. So there's no such thing as dumb questions. Wouldn't ATMs get outdated soon, like online ways to pay? No. ATMs take tap to pay. There's some ATMs where you could start freaking paying bills. There's ATMs. Guys, do you really think that the manufacturers that are making these ATMs, even right now in 2025, do you not think that these manufacturers are adapting with time? Number one, cash is not going anywhere, at least in our lifetime. I can't guarantee that, but based on research and based on my due diligence in the business, which I've been in the game for over 5.5 years now, doesn't seem like a lot, but I got mentors who've been in the ATM business, in this industry, for 20 plus years. And every year after year, this business continues to grow. Look it up yourself. There's people that are doing the math way smarter than I am. They're the ones doing the math. They're the ones doing all the statistics and putting everything together. So guys, just don't ask me. Go on Google. Go ask ChatGPT. What is the ATM business evaluation? And you would see that every year it is growing. And if the ATM business is growing, that means cash is growing, guys. What are you going to do? Invest into Bitcoin and freaking have it play with the market and freaking go up and down and, be stressing? So I'd rather put $20,000 inside of an ATM business that's going to consistently cash flow me $5,000 a month. And I know for a fact I know for a fact I will make my money back in a few months, in a year or two, than to put $20,000 in Bitcoin and be freaking negative for a whole year. Yeah, the freaking Bitcoin could strike up and go freaking 10x or whatever. And yeah, you might fucking be rich, but that's a chance that you're taking. You know? That's a chance that you're taking. You're putting your $20,000 in a market you cannot control, as opposed to putting your money in something that will consistently make you passive income, and you know it will make you passive income because you're putting it in a business that is cash driven. You're putting it in a business where it's consistently having their customers use your ATM, which in return pays you passive income. How long did it take you for you to actually see? I started seeing profit right away. I started seeing profit the first month. Geesh, I own 2,000. Maybe I should be giving this talk. Yeah, if you own 2,000 ATMs, you should definitely be helping people out. People will pay you top dollar just to help you out. When you started, how many ATMs did you have? When I started my business 5.5 years ago, I had one ATM. I started in January of 2020, and in February, I had my first ATM, making me $200 to $250 a month, the first month. Facts, bro. It's only gonna get harder when you start a family. Yeah, when you start to get more responsibilities is when when life starts to fucking hit you. What banks work with ATMs? Small banks, credit unions, small local banks, PNC, Comerica's. That's all I can think of. Do you think Chicago is a good area? Yeah, I have a lot of clients in Chicago. And trust me, I'll tell you if it's saturated or not. Massachusetts right now, it's not a good market to start this business. So if any of you guys are in Massachusetts and you reach out to me, I could train you and I could give you all the information. There is people in Massachusetts that has an ATM business and is making passive income, but it is a little harder for beginners. Working on my personal credit and then plan on getting a loan for my first ATM. Let's get it, man. Let's get it. Good luck with that. Good luck with that. After I buy the ATM, how much money do I need to put inside? You put about $1,000 to $2,000 inside of your first ATM, and then based on how the ATM does, you would go from there. I actually do own 2,000 and give speeches at NAC shows. There you go, man. 2,000 machines, man. God damn. You've been in the game for a long time. The Valley. Good market. California in general, guys. Really good market, if I'm correct. Right? The Valley is in California. How do I get training from you? So, for all of my people watching me live right now, I literally just said earlier, if you message me the word live, and you want to work one-on-one with me, and you want me to train you, you want me to help you open up your account, you want me to help you connect with the right bank, you want me to get connected with my processing, you want me to help you get ATMs, it's South Texas. You want me to find you your first location. For all my people that are coming from this live, all you have to do is DM me the word live, and I will, if you choose to work with me, if you think I'm a good fit for you, right, I will find you your first location for free. So 956 South Texas. It's a good market, but it's not the best, right? Good market meaning you can still start a business and you still can build sustainable income from an ATM business. But I can tell you right now, you would have a lot more success like in San Antonio or Austin. Yeah, 210 San Antonio. What's a top cash business? Cash only right now. My top cash only business is a cash only restaurant. Dispensaries, for all my people in certain states with dispensaries, I would definitely recommend dispensaries. I have a client that has a few dispensaries. He started with dispensaries, freaking crushing it. In less than 6 months, he's already making $2,000 a month in passive income. Do you recommend new? Yeah, I don't even want to read the word used. New. Even me right now with 40 ATMs, 40 plus, I still buy new. It's like me asking you, right? I mean, for the people that aren't mechanics, would you rather have a used car or a new car, right? Money aside, would you rather have a new car or a used car? New comes with warranty. No one's ever driven it. You know it's taken care of. Same thing with an ATM. What about market in Columbus, Ohio? Ohio is a very good market as well. Wyoming's good. What kind of business is 4.5? Cash only restaurant is what's making me $4,000 plus. $4,000 to $5,000. I hit $5,000 the other month. I say the other day. If you started making profit from the first month, why do you think you made a mistake early in the business? Because I found my first location in February. I was at the right spot at the right time. I was overhearing someone talk about their business. It's a cash only business. This just happens to be the time where I was an up and coming ATM business owner. And I did what anyone else I feel like would do. Hey, how's it going? My name is Juan Geronimo. I'm actually starting an ATM business here in Dallas, and I overheard you saying, I do apologize, but I overheard you saying that you had a cash only business that you were working in. Life will end in 5 minutes. Oh my God. Hold on, guys. There we go. How does a live detect inactivity? Like I'm on live scrolling. So yeah, I just happened to be at the right time, at the right spot, the right time. After I landed my first deal, guys, that's when it became hard for me. That's when finding a location became hard. Because again, I was very introverted. I didn't know how to speak to people. I didn't know how to approach somebody and be like, "Hey, I got an ATM or I have a business that I think would make sense for you." I didn't know how to approach people. Not only that, I fixed my smile, guy. These are not my real teeth. My smile was fucked up. I had crooked teeth. I mean, guys, I'm Mexican. I barely brushed my teeth, and my parents did not take care of my teeth. Growing up, so like I didn't brush my teeth. I had a shit ton of candy. My teeth were screwed up. I was a silver tooth kid, right? So before I fixed my smile, I started my business before I fixed my smile. And before I fix my smile, the first thing that I can see when you're talking to people is them look at your smile. Right? When you're speaking to people, they see your smile when you speak to them. So that dropped my confidence from here to like here. And that's why I had a very hard time doing it. But once I started to build confidence, I started to get my reps in. I started to speak to more people. The smile started to not bother me as much because now I knew how to speak to people. And then the cherry on top was just fixing my smile. It gave me that extra confidence. And then this was probably like a year and a half later. Not even a year and a half, like a year later. California is a good market. Is it smart to get a loan? Yes, it's smart to get a loan. A lot of people are afraid of loans because it's like they see it as debt. But in all reality, guys, if you're using it for your business, if you're using a loan or credit to build passive income, to build a business that's gonna make you money, then it's not stupid because guys, you're building a business that's gonna make you money, right? You could use that business to pay that loan back off. I currently help my students get 0% interest credit cards where they'll borrow, 4 or 5 grand from Amex or Discover or something. They'll buy 2 ATMs. They'll start making a few hundred, a few $1,000 a month, and then they'll use that money to pay those cards back off. And as long as you pay it within the 15 months, you're good because you don't have to worry about paying interest. So no, it's not stupid to buy or use loans. It is smart. How much are you charging to work with you? It really depends. It really depends. But to work with me, you get an ATM included. Of course, for my people watching live, I will find you your first location. I will provide you my processing. I will give you my, my training, my course, my mentorship, community, help you step by step on how to properly form your company. And, what else? Am I missing anything? Internet modems. And this is, by the way, lifetime for a one-time price of, drum roll, message me live and I'll tell you. Bro, not gonna lie, I'm tired of manhandling 10,000 pounds of rolled steel 4 days out of the week. What are you doing, man? Rebar or what? Concrete? Realistically, how do you normally pay for renting the spots of the location? I pay them per transaction. So if I install an ATM inside of a business and let's just say that business is doing 200 transactions, and I'm paying them, let's say, $1 per transaction or 75 cents per transaction. That's $175 or $200 that I'm paying them every month. And I have it all automated. My processing, I get their bank account information. So at the end of the month, my processing will just send them a deposit to their account, like a direct deposit. So I don't have to write them a check or give them cash or Zelle. It's just all automated. So I don't have, it's less work for me. I got you, lovely or lonely. my, my bad. I'm dyslexic. Finding a location in Austin, Texas hard. No. Is Wisconsin a good market? Yes. How much? How much what? Best ATM brands, Hyosung or Gen Mega? Or Yosung or Gen Mega? They're both about $2,500, which is a good starting ATM for any beginner. I have 40 of those machines. I don't upgrade. I don't get the fancy machines with 2 cassettes unless it's needed. Those typically cost more, but with your standard Gen Mega G2500 or a Hyosung Halo 2, that's all you need. Do people really use ATMs? I see people nowadays, Zelle, Cash App. Yes, I have. I don't know if you were here, but I have a location still right now making me $4,500 a month. It's doing about 1,300 plus transactions every single month. That ATM is dispensing about $150,000 a month. So yes, people still use cash. That's right. Those credit cards are useful. Yep. 0% interest credit cards. That's the best way that I can recommend any beginner with no money but good credit how to start. Actually, I have a student right now who started with me. He is currently in Louisiana, and he started with credit. He had no money, but he had good credit. So what he did was he went to Wells Fargo. He went to Bank of America. Wells Fargo approved him for $8,000. Bank of America approved him for $4,000. He started his business, and in like literally less than 45 days, not only did I find him his first location, he now has an ATM on location making him passive income, and he's currently working on a second. All of this happened in less than like 2 months. So he was someone who jumped on a call with me, who spoke to me, who reached out to me, who thought that he needed to save, who thought that he wasn't able to start his business for another 6 months from now. And I was like, bro, what's your credit? He was like, it's a 720. I was like, how much are you making in income right now from your job? He's like, I'm making about 3-4 grand. I'm like, it's not bad. Go apply for this credit card. I literally sent him the credit cards that I recommended him, that I typically recommend all my students. Got approved for $12,000. Now he's making passive income. Where there's a will, there's a way, guys. Your network is your net worth. It's not about your resources. It's about being resourceful. Alrighty. What's up, bro? What's up? What's up, guys? What's up? Womp womp. Yep. Whatever that means. All right, guys. I mean, that's going to be the training for tonight, guys. I've answered a few questions. It is now 9 p.m. my time. I got to get ready to jump in the shower, eat some dinner, put my girls to sleep, and also get ready to go to bed because I got to wake up early in the morning, knock out a few meetings, and then take my daughter to school. But I do appreciate all of you guys that tuned in. I do appreciate you guys. I cannot join your live, sorry. I do appreciate you guys for hanging out. Also, if you guys need anything, I mean, you guys can go to my link. I got a YouTube channel, my Instagram. There's so many resources. I got a free 15-minute step-by-step video. Pretty much everything I've gone on the live, I got a 15-minute video that I can send you as well if you want that. All you got to do is just, text me, hey, can you send me the 15-minute video, the 15-minute step-by-step video, and I'll send it to you. I have so many different resources that you guys can use for free so that you're able to start your own business. You don't have to always pay somebody, guys. I'm not always a good fit for everybody, and I know that. I know I can't help everybody. This is why I can't help everybody. This is why I created free resources. People that can't necessarily afford to invest right now, you guys could at least start for free. I got your back, guys. I was once in your shoes, guys. I was once in your shoes. I have a question, bro. I'll send you a message. Yeah, send me a message. I got you. Hey Juan, how much do you need to start the business? You need about $7,000 to start this business. 6,000 if you start by yourself. But if you want to start with some help like myself, you're looking in the $7,000 to $8,000 range. All right, guys. I appreciate you guys so much. Follow me on Instagram. Follow me on TikTok. Shoot me a message. Remember, for all my people watching live, text me the word live. Send me the message live. And if I just happen to be a good fit for you and you want to work one-on-one with me, I will find you your first location for free, just to show you guys that I live what I preach. But with that being said, hope you guys had an amazing Tuesday. Hope you guys have a good rest of your week. And I will see you guys, I don't know, whenever I go live again. Peace.